On young Albert Ramsbottom's birthday, his parents asked what he'd like most, and he said to see Tower of London and gaze upon Anne Boleyn's ghost. Well, they thought this request were unusual, and at first to refuse were inclined, till Pa said a trip to the Metrolops might broaden the little lad's mind. So they took charabanc down to London. They got there at 4:45, and seeing as pubs wasn't open, they made straight away for the Tower. They didn't think much to the building. It weren't what they'd been led to suppose, and the rude word tower didn't impress them. They said Blackpool had got one of those. At length Albert found a beefeater, and he filled the old chap with alarm by asking for Ghost of Anne Boleyn, as keeps her head neath her arm. Said beefeater, you'd best come on Thursdays, if it's Ghost of Anne Boleyn you seek. See, a union now limits her output, and she only gets one walk a week. But, he said, if it's ghosts that you're after, there's Lady Jane Grey's to be seen. She runs around chased by the Eadsman at midnight on Old Tower Green. So they sat on the green till near midnight. Then, thinking they'd time for a sup, they took out the food they'd brought with them and waited for Ghost to turn up. At the first stroke of 12, up jumped Albert, his mouth full of cold dripping toast. With his stick, with his horse's head handle, he pointed and said, "There's the ghost!" They could feel the skin going all goosey as Lady Jane's spectre drew near. And Albert near swallowed his tonsils when the headsman and all did appear. The headsman chased Jane round the grass patch. They could see his axe flash in the moon. And seeing as how poor lass was headless, they wondered what next he would prune. Then he suddenly caught sight of Albert as midnight was on its last chime. As he lifted his axe, father murmured, "We'll get the insurance this time." But mother stood up, taking umbrage. She said, "Put that cleaver away. You are not cutting our Albert's head off. Yon collar was clean on today." The brave little lad stood undaunted as the ghost came within half a pace. Then, taking the toast he was eating, slapped it, dripping side down, in his face. It was quite a setback for the headsman. He let out a howl of despair, and taking his lady friend with him, disappeared. Just like that, there. When father saw how they had vanished, he trembled with fear and looked blue, till Ma came and patted his shoulder and said, "It's all right, lad, we saw it too." Some say 'twas the dripping that did it. From a leg of roast mutton it came, and as Thedsman had been a beefeater, they reckon he vanished from shame. And on Old Tower Green, from that moment, they've ne'er seen a sign of the ghost. But when beefeaters go on night duty, they take slices of cold, dripping toast.